to Same Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel once again today. So today's tutorial will be drafting the corset on the thumbnail. So you can see how the corset right side is embellished and the left hand side is also constructed with a yoke, but with a fabric yoke this time. Okay, so both corset bodies have yoke. One is with a tulle. The right side is constructed with a tulle mesh. The left side is constructed with the fabric itself, with the fashion fabric. So right now I have my full bodies. I will call it asymmetric because the connection of the neckline to the corset cup is different for the two bodies. So this is the left and this is my right. That is your right and your left. So we want to start off this construction, and as you can see right here on the pattern paper, I've already drafted my full basic bodice pattern, which is the first thing you are expected to have before you commence this with us in this tutorial. So now I've made my basic bust radius. That is the difference between your bust point and your under bust. This is the bust point line and this is the under bust point line. So placing your tape, whatever you have here, you take it all around and make dotted lines, which will serve as a guide for the purpose of this tutorial. So the next thing I want to do now, working on these bodies, I will want to keep my paper like this. So I will want to get the midpoint of what I have here connected directly to the bust point. So the same thing I'm going to also do, getting the midpoint of what I have on the paper here, and I will connect it directly to the bust point, as you can see. All right, people, so we want to start off immediately. So we'll be drafting on this part, okay, this part of the corset. So the part of the corset cup we have in here, the corset is directly constructed right into the bust area. So you can see the radius I have right here into the bust area. So I will come in from that radius. I'm coming down by 0.5 because I don't want to expose the bust so much. So once I come in by 0.5, I'm connecting what I have there right to the bust points. Okay, that is exactly how we have it on the thumbnail. And I'll flip my ruler and I'll take what I have. I will just connect directly to where I have this line meeting up this line. I'll just connect into the armhole like this. So you can see me trying to make sure I blend everything up before I connect, as you can see. So next I'm going to find from this line to this line. I'll go in by 0.75 for bust contouring, and from here by 0.5 for bust contouring, and I'll connect back and flip my ruler like this and connect back. Okay, so this is the upper bust contouring, which I'm going to cut off. So I'm not going to replace this dart because some people ask why the dart is not replaced. It's because the armhole, the neckline has a yoke, and it's not only that it has a yoke, it's running into the armhole. You can see the neckline running into the armhole. So we will not be adding anything for replacement on the armhole. Okay, what we have on the bust area shaping has already taken care of that. Okay, so now I will want to construct the neckline. So from the neckline, I have 2.5. I would want to make the neckline construction, that is the width of the neckline on this part. The yoke part, this is the part that has the mesh. So I want to have it at 3 inches. Then I will connect to this. Okay, so this is the yoke. I will call it the mesh yoke because the other part is the fabric yoke. Okay, So that is the yoke we are going to sew. So I came in by 3 inches for this particular one. So now we are done with the yoke part, and we want to talk about what we have on the corset. So normally we usually construct our corset from the center front line. You come in by 0.5. So of course that is what I was supposed to do, because we'll be having a boning line. As you can see on the thumbnail, there's a boning line. So this is the boning line. So what I'm going to do now is to take this neckline to this line. So I take away what I have right here. So this is going to go directly to the 0.5. Please take note of that. You can see that. So it's running right into that point. So that gives us opportunity to connect our corset cup. So I'm connecting my corset cup directly to that point, as you can see. So on this part, the bust is fuller. So my bust radius is 3.5, but I'm adding 0.5 inch because the bust is fuller at that point. So I'm connecting the line I have here to this line, forming my corset cup. Let me do that very properly, please. So it's supposed to be connected from this point to this point. Okay, this is not the line, please. So this will be connected to that point. So we have our corset cup constructed now. So now we want to contour. Before we connect this line, we are supposed to contour the underbust before we connect it. Okay, please, sorry about that. So this is the center front line, take note. So from this center front, I'm taking my underbust circumference. You have to hold on to your underbust circumference very firmly. Whatever figure you have, divide by 4. So once it's divided by 4, whatever figure you have, for me I have 8.75, and what I have here remaining, that is what I'll use to contour my underbust. So I will take what I have here. I have about a little above 1.25. So I'm going to 1.5. I will share 1.5 by 2. I'm just sharing what I got there by 2. On this dart leg, I will put half of it, and on this dart leg, I will put half of it. Okay, that is the right contour line. So this part, I'm going to connect it here. You can see how I kept my ruler to connect my cup, and from here I'll keep my ruler that way to connect my cup. So what I have together with all my darts right here for this dress is 2.25. So now I'm going to keep my ruler straight and construct this line. So I'm supposed to have 2.25 here and 2.25 here. Okay, so this dart is going to go out. We don't need it. Alright, so that is that, and we are done with this part, and you can see the corset is already done and beautiful. Now we want to go over to here for the construction of what we have right here. So the first thing I want to do here, the way I see it on the thumbnail, from the center front, I would want to come in by the 0.5 for our boning channel construction. So the 0.5, you can see that. So that is the boning channel. So for this particular corset, the width of the neckline for this part, that is why I call it asymmetric, because the width we have here is 2.5, while what we have here is 3 inches. So 2.5 or even less than 2.5, we can just go by this line as the width. If you look at that, what we have on the neckline there is actually looking small. So I want to use this line as the width. So I'm going to connect with my pattern ruler from here to here. That is how we have that on the thumbnail. So this is the bust point. Remember, when you are connecting on the bust point line. This is the bust point line. So the neckline runs all the way to the bust point line. So it's time for us to construct the corset cup. So to construct the corset cup, remember from here is the bust radius. From this part to here is the bust radius. I will come down from the bust radius by 0.5. And then I will place my pattern ruler like this to meet up with what we have here. Okay, that is exactly how it is on that thumbnail. Then I'll flip my ruler like this, and I will come over here. What we did in the other parts, I will take it into that part. So it's time to contour the upper bust. So from this line, I will be taking from here 0.75, and from here 0.75. So I'm going to construct my upper bust contouring. So all of this, I'm going to cut them out. There won't be any replacement because the neckline runs right into the armhole. So we have the upper bust corset. So what we have here is called the fabric yoke. We will be using your fabric for this yoke, while you will use your 2 nets for this yoke. Okay, so that is why I call it asymmetric, because the width I have here is 3 inches and the width I have here is less than 2.5, so they don't have the same width. So I will come back here to construct my cup to this point, and on this side, because the bust is fuller, I'll be taking 3.5 plus half an inch, which is 4 inches. So I will construct this to this point to meet up with what I have right there. So I'll also repeat the same bust contouring. Remember what we had, I still have the half an inch, it's the same thing here. So all I'm going to do is to put what I have, I shared by 2 here and here. So that will help me to contour the under bust. So I'm creating my cup, as you can see. So at this point, I'll take what I have down, and at this point, I'll take what I have at that point down. So the width of what I have here is supposed to be 2.25, same with what we have here. So all of this, we are going to cut them off. So you can see that is how this corset is constructed. So I want you to note that the corset we have here is a Basque corset. So, but the purpose of this tutorial is not the Basque. I have a lot of Basque corset tutorials on this channel, so you can check it out. So once we cut off, you need your Basque. All you need to do is to extend. I'll be using this short line, okay, but your Basque should be longer than this. This is the waistline, and what I have here is 2.5 inches. Your Basque can go as far as 4 or 5 inches. So I just want to use this short paper to demonstrate the Basque. If you need a Basque from here to here, you connect this line, and from here to here, you connect this line. So you can see the Basque shape, okay? So this is the Basque. So now we are done, and I want to cut what I have on this pattern. Of course, this Basque is usually constructed after we must have cut off this stuff. So let me quickly cut the pattern right now.